Good morning, everybody. This is AKA Heather Joy. This is the Lifeboat coming to you from a hotel in Colorado Springs at the moment. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. Let me look here. We got Todd in Virginia, JT, Charlie. Let's see. Oh, and Noise Opera and Ethan. Good morning, everybody. Who did I miss? I missed Lemmy. I'm sorry. Anyway, glad to see you guys. Let's see here. We run through the rules that we have here on the Lifeboat before I jump in. The first rule is no politics, please. This isn't a political channel, and politics just tend to upset people. So please, in the comment section and the live chat, refrain from that. The second one, no religion. Well, what I mean by that is this isn't a religious channel. It's fine to offer to pray for somebody, or if you say something like, I couldn't have found my sobriety without my faith, that's fine. But if you wander over into the territory of telling somebody that your God is better than theirs, or if you tell them they're not getting into heaven for some reason, that's just right out, guys. So anyway, the fourth one, no trolls. This is a needs to be a place where people can come for support and they can talk about things that are difficult to talk about. So if you are caught being mean, you'll be banned for life. That's all there is to it. And then I want to add on to that just a few requests. The first one, exit out of the chat for the moment. Go hit that thumbs up button for us. And yeah, we'd really appreciate that. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And feel free to share. We really want to get this channel out to as many as we can so that we can help as many as we can. So anyway, today, part 3 of, exploring all kinds of things that we can do to treat pain. I know I've said this every other time, but, as addicts, for many of us, those of us that have chronic pain, narcotics are just not an option. We've got to find other ways of dealing with pain. And if you don't deal with it, you're not going, you don't have a quality of life if you're in constant pain. It really, really can drag you down. So, I have, if for any of you that don't know, I have fibromyalgia and, chronic pain, lots of fun. And there's so many things I have learned and so many things I've tried, and I just try to share with people what all of the alternatives that I know and I can find that are out there. And anytime I find a new thing to guarantee I'm going to bring it to you. So anyway, let me pick up where we left off last time. Look at my notes here. Okay, I talked about all of those. Okay, one of the interests. Okay, I know where I want to go. Okay, first. Well, if you have chronic pain, you need to move, and it's the same with, any kind of pain, honestly, though. Movement is going to help. Our bodies were designed to move, to twist, to turn, to be up and down. We were not designed to just sit, and look at a screen. It's just not, and when you sit around, you lose your mobility, you lose your range of motion and all your joints. Your body does not work properly when you're not moving. And I saw a chiropractor left a comment on a different channel the other day, and he said, motion is lotion. It's so true, guys. I remember when I was first diagnosed with fibro, I was a slug, absolute couch potato, just, sat on the couch. I was miserable, and I hurt so bad. And, when you're in constant pain, it steals your energy. It's miserable existence. And I was miserable. And, I was reading, researching, tried everything that I could find. And honestly, the best thing for me has been exercise. And I know everybody's like, oh, because when you hurt and you don't have any energy, the thought of getting up and working out, doing anything, seems a little counterintuitive. But it really helps, guys. It really does. And that's So here we are in Colorado Springs at the moment, for the Spartan races. And I'm just so grateful for my husband. Oh, by the way, it's happy birthday, hon. He kind of caught up with me today. He turned 52. Anyway, that's this has been the best thing for me, all of these races, because you've got to train, you've got to run, you've got to work out, and it's honestly, it's the best painkiller that I have found. I'm not kidding. And if I miss a couple of days, I feel it. I'm not kidding. And I'm just grateful that my husband has been into this for a long time now. This will be how many races today now? This is his 90th race now today. He'll do 2 races today. So anyway, but it's just traveling with him. And there was one point where my youngest was traveling with us also, and she was competing, and just watching those guys looked like a lot of fun. And something finally clicked one day, and I decided I want to do it. And it took a lot of work, but boy, it's been so worth it. I can't say enough about movement. But just movement is so important. And it's not, you don't have to, get up and work out or go for a run even. You can start, in fact, you need to start, very low key, but, just even range of motion exercises. And I'm going to be doing a video showing you range of motion exercises for your entire body. Because if you can do these a couple of times a week and just, keep your circulation going and keep movement going, that it does so much for your pain level. It really, really does. It releases all these endorphins. It helps with your pain, but it helps depression. It helps with anxiety. It just helps you feel so much better, So, if you are in a lot of pain and everything you're trying just is not enough, I would recommend adding some sort of exercise to it, even if it's yoga, you don't have to do any difficult things, but you've got to move, got to. So that's my first thing I recommend today, is movement. Very, very important. Another thing that I have found extremely helpful is massage. I'm not talking about the kind of massage that just feels good, that you just go in and the whole thing's relaxing and it feels wonderful. I'm talking about, how would you describe Paula, hun? we have a massage therapist that she's like a mobility specialist, and how would you describe her? She's mean. Effective though, effective. But she will, dig in, and she will work the kinks out. She'll, if you've got knots in your muscles, she works those out. I mean, she knows. She's just got the touch. She knows how to do it, but it is miserable while she's working on you. And she'll hit a trigger point, a really sore spot, and she'll start digging into it, and she will actually count down from 10, so you know when the pain's going to end. And it's not fun, but it is so helpful. If you can find the right person, a massage therapist is wonderful. And unfortunately, I have a disagreement with her at the moment, so I haven't seen her for a while. But she's one of the best. And like I said, if you can find a good one that if they're certified in mobility, I don't even remember what her other title is, but I mean, they can be very, very effective. Let's see. Another thing is a lot of people that have musculoskeletal pain, chronic pain, they haven't been moving, and they get a lot of fascia. That's the outer covering of each muscle. If you have ever seen somebody butcher a deer or something, you can see it. It's like a white iridescent, kind of pretty, very tough stuff that covers the muscles, and it helps attach the muscles to the bones and the tendons to all of that. It's really important stuff, but it can kind of get thick and cause you pain and kind of impede your movement. And so breaking that up is really, really important. And they have these fascia busters that are these curved, just little, what would you call them, hun? Massage aids. Yeah, I don't even know. I wish I had. Do you have one here? Did you bring one? I mean, we got quite a few of them. I told you we have a physical therapy office in our house, and I'm not kidding. This, oh, that one. Oh, okay, that's a good one. Yeah, this one just has a little octopus. I need to put little eyes on it, but this is just one of them. But you can just get in and really dig in, as much as you can stand it. But we have other ones that are just curved. I don't even know how to describe them. I'll have to show you at home when we're home. But there's some really good ones, and you can just dig in and break up that fascia, and break that up, it really relieves a lot of the pain. So if you would like to know more, I can do a show just on that, and I could even take you to my chiropractor that I've been seeing lately, and he's really good at that too. He's got the tools, and yeah, but all that really helps. Another thing, once in a while I get a pain in like my shoulder. Right shoulder was really bugging me, and one time it was my neck that wouldn't release. So physical therapy, my doctor will just write me a referral, and I'll go to the physical therapy office, and we have some top-notch guys where I live, and that has really helped too. They give you strengthening exercises and specific stretches that will relieve that pain. You have to be consistent with it, and it takes weeks, but they can really help you through a lot, of whatever might be bothering you. Very, very helpful. Let's see, another thing that I find really helpful, just going to the chiropractor and getting adjustments. If your SI joint has ever been out, or, you've got a vertebra that's popped out funny, or, sometimes it's even just one of your muscles is turned off, and that causes all kinds of issues. But, if you got a good chiropractor, they can be wonderful. And actually, I have two, because the older guy is about ready to retire, but both of them have been fabulous at, getting me out of pain, because if something is out of joint, it's going to hurt. Not fun, so that's another good resource. And I have also found that chiropractors are just an amazing source of knowledge in general. As far as nutrition and health, if you got a good one, they can be wonderful. Let's see, another thing, I think I have mentioned this one before, but it's foot zoning. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this, but a person that is trained to do foot zoning, they use their hands on your feet, and they can tell just by touching your feet and feeling the energy in your body, they can figure out a lot of what's going on in your body, and they can muscle test you as well, and basically ask your body questions, and your body will tell you what you need, what is wrong and what you need to fix it. If you've got a good foot toner, and I've got a really good one, and maybe I should do a show with my friend April that does it, and if she's willing to, and she could explain it, because that's really helpful too, because and she's very good at finding trapped emotions that get trapped in different places in your body, and trapped emotions themselves can cause a great deal of pain. And my husband can attest to this too, hon. He's become very good at muscle testing, and I'll have him do it for me and help him. And he helps me even release trapped emotions, because they will, all of a sudden, if you have a strange pain that just shows up out of nowhere, we have both found that it's often trapped emotions, and it really, really helps to release them. So that's a really good source there. A lot of people have never even heard of it, but it's just a person who's been taught reflexology, and and I think I don't know how you could do it without having that gift. They are able to sense your energy and different things through your feet. It's just incredible. But they use reflexology and muscle testing, and your body will tell. There's a way to muscle test, and your body can tell you what it needs. It's really good stuff. So maybe I better do a show with her so you guys can see that. Another thing, and my husband is really good at this. Aren't you certified in cupping and flossing both? Yeah. He did. What was it? Who did you go through? Rock. What was it? Rock floss? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, the people that make rock sauce, they do anyway, my husband's certified in something they call both cupping and flossing, and I don't think we have either with us, or do we? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, flossing is very helpful for injuries, on your arms or your legs. And basically, this is rock floss. Oh, rock tape is what I was thinking of. Okay, rock tape. Okay, yeah, rock tape, rock floss. That was who he became certified with. But this is just basically the inside of an inner tube. Is you. My husband's really good at it, but he could. Maybe we'll have to do it and show you sometime. But you wrap this rather tightly around wherever you're having, say if my elbow was giving me issues, and we've got different sizes of this, but he would wrap it up really tight. And what it does is it drives all of the blood out of the area. And then you start doing motion exercises with the floss on, and that helps drive out the blood as well. And then when you release it all that, you get a flood of blood coming back in, and all of that blood coming in actually will help heal the injury. And we found that to be really helpful. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard of cupping either, but that one, my husband's got several cupping sets, and they use these suction cups that they can stick in different areas. And sometimes my husband will take just one, he'll put oil over my back and get one stuck on my back and then kind of move it around. But it's just another method of pulling blood into that area and helping it to heal. And if you've ever seen an athlete walking around and they've got these round bruises on the back of their neck or their back or something, they've been to a cupping session, is what that is. They're just these suction cups that they get on there. That can be very helpful as well if you find somebody who knows what they're doing. It's really helpful. Let's see. I found some interesting things the other day off of a naturopathic website, and I wanted to share some of the things that I found here for it. First thing that I found was for a chronic headache, what is recommended. And you guys, I'm going to be writing all of this down so that I can send it to you, all of the lists, everything. If you want it, just email me. I think I put my email address in the description box. But email me and I will email all of this stuff to you. I've been working on getting it all typed up and looking nice and presentable for you guys. But anyway, for a chronic headache, what they recommend is a combination of magnesium, and we've talked about that one, vitamin B2, and then 2 herbs called butterbur and feverfew for chronic headache. And then I want to add one to that too. How many years ago was that when I got these done? I don't even remember now, but I have this area. Let me take this off. Let's see. This area right here, I can get really close. I don't know if you can even see that. I've got a piercing right here. It's called in this area of my ear. It's called a Doth piercing. It's spelled DAITH, but I have it on both sides. And I was having just chronic headaches all the time, just associated with fibromyalgia. And I heard about this, and I watched a bunch of different people that had this done, and they talked about the relief it had given them. So I decided to try it, and I went up to Salt Lake and found someone that had been really highly recommended, and I had him do these, and he was so good. He just with the needle, he was so good. He had those right in. I didn't even flinch. And for a couple of weeks it was really sore. You couldn't lay on either side, but it not only got rid of a lot of the headaches I was having, but it got rid of my brain fog. So that's just something else to research. There's so many areas of your body that if you know where those pressure points are, and that's why acupressure and acupuncture can really, really help. And boy, that I still get migraines, but I don't get the chronic headaches, the constant headache all day, every day that I used to have. And so that's another alternative. There's something else to look into. I know that there are other areas on the ear that can be pierced as well. for different conditions. You have to just have somebody who knows how to find them, and they can mark them. I actually had, when I had these done, my chiropractor is very, very good. He can feel your energy fields in your body, and he can do all kinds of manipulation that way. It's really helpful. But he was able to find the exact spots where this needed to be put in, and he marked them before I went up there. And yeah, it worked out very nicely. Let's see. Okay, anyway, another combination that I found that people really swear by, this is for chronic low back pain. And this one is a combination of willow bark. And willow bark is where we get aspirin from. So willow bark, and then devil's claw, that's an herb, vitamin D and K together, and then capsaicin. And that's, you can take those internally, and you can get combinations of the willow bark, devil's claw, and capsaicin in a rub. And I know some people just make it together, but that one is supposed to be very good for low back pain. And one for osteoarthritis, which can be very miserable. What they recommend for that is omega-3, a supplement called SAMe. It's SAME. I'll write out the full name of that one when on the paper that I'm putting together. But then glucosamine and chondroitin, devil's claw, and willow bark again. That's the combination that they recommend for osteoarthritis. And I also found there's another supplement called ALA. It's alpha lipoic acid, and taking that one is supposed to be very helpful for nerve pain, and it also increases your insulin sensitivity. That's a nice little bonus on that one. There's another one, gamma linolenic acid, or GLA. This is basically an omega-6, and it's really, really good for rheumatoid arthritis. For upper back pain, it's recommended comfrey salve. I don't know if you're familiar with comfrey. That's one that you can take internally and externally, and it's known as, the bone setter, I believe is what an old term for it is, because it's very, very healing. You can use it on wounds and all kinds of things. It's an interesting herb, but this is a salve, and it's recommended for upper back pain. Just keeping that rubbed in several times a day, every day, is supposed to be very helpful. Another one is, I was talking about this a minute ago, white willow bark. That is nature's aspirin. This is very anti-inflammatory, and you can purchase this in a tea, or you can get it in little capsules. I just buy the powder itself and put them in capsules. It's just cheaper that way. I just take those empty clear vegetable glycerin capsules, just fill them up, and that one is very anti-inflammatory, which is very helpful. Let's see, another one for chronic headache, and maybe I didn't, feverfew and butterbur. Anyway, that one. And those are very, very helpful. I've used those in the past. And then I believe I have talked about arnica before, but I'm going to repeat that because it is such a good one. Arnica, you can get it in a gel, to rub on your skin in the area where you're hurting. It goes through your skin, and it is absorbed into the muscles. And arnica is such a good painkiller. And you can also buy little tablets that you just put under your tongue, and they dissolve under your tongue, and that very helpful too. And like I said, nothing that I'm talking about is going to give you the same effect as taking a narcotic painkiller. Nothing is going to be that way. But if you find a couple of things that work and you do them every day, it's going to make a difference. And my goal here is to make life livable, so you enjoy it. When I was first diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I was just existing. I wasn't living, and it was kind of miserable. So I don't want anybody to have to be stuck in that condition. It's not fun. Another one that I had just discovered, my PA was handing out samples last time I was in the office, and it is something called Mobisil. this is a rub, and it's very anti-inflammatory, and it is trolamine salicylate. And that stuff, I've used some of it just on my neck. And with fibromyalgia, almost everybody that has it is always going to hurt through here, their neck and their trapezius muscles, and I've rubbed that in many times and found it's very helpful. But it is something that it's more helpful if you do it consistently every day. It is more helpful. Let's see, I believe I've already talked about lidocaine, capsaicin. Okay, yep. I've gone through all of those. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay. I believe I've actually gotten through everything that I had for you guys today. I'm going to have to take off in a moment because we've got races to go to. And stuff, let's go get dirty. But I'm actually, before I race today, I'm going to go and visit with Legion number 7. We are really close to where he is. So I'm going to go and see him today. So that's going to be really fun. Let's see, let me look at the chat and see what's going on. We've got Rick, Todd, Charlie, Snotface. I love that name, Snotface. Patrick and Todd, full of hope. Virginia. Good morning, everybody. Dennis and Stone Lux Jewelry. Hey, that was a new name. I see Chris and John Joe. Let's see. Who else is here? I'm so glad to see everybody. It's just still blowing my mind that you guys get up this early and come and sit through this with me. Patrick, let's see. Blake, good morning. M. Hunt, let's see. Patrick, did I say Patrick? I think I did. Anyway, if I missed you, I apologize, but welcome, and I'm hoping you guys are having a good day. Oh, this has been a fun weekend, dirty weekend, running through mud and water, and it was raining yesterday. There were people that got pulled off the course because of lightning, and they didn't get a chance to finish, which really sucks, because if you don't finish, you don't get your medal, and you end up with a DNF, a did not finish, on your record, and nobody wants that. But I think they're actually giving people a chance this morning, because most of the people that got pulled off were like in they run the 13th mile of 14 miles, and they got pulled off, and they were almost done. So I think they're giving them a chance to do something to actually finish and get the medal this morning. But yeah, it's over on at the base at Fort Carson. I wonder if I think he put him out in the car already. I was going to show you the medals. They're an honor series medal. Any of the Spartan races that happen at a base, it's an honor series, and the medals look really, really cool and have a military theme to them. So really cool. But we're gonna go get dirty again today. This will be fun. So anyway, I need to take off. We've got to leave and get there. But I'm going to sign off now. But I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you reach out to one another. If you need help, please reach out. We always say that the opposite of addiction is connection, and connection is so important. When you're in, when things happen and they trigger that fight-flight response, they trigger that anxiety. Honestly, the best way out of that is to talk about what is bothering you, And if you've got someone who's a fellow addict that understands what it's like, even better, It's really nice coming here. And, if you relapse, people understand why here. And it's, relapse is part of the process of getting sober. It's going to happen to a lot of people, do not give up, and, just call it quits. And, just look at it as a little, oops, I slipped, but keep going. Please don't have that black and white thinking where, the all or nothing type of thinking, But seriously, if you're struggling, please reach out and, talk it through. Write about it in your journal was another thing too. But, really loving what Tommy has brought to this channel. These methods work. They do. And sobriety is a definite possibility for anybody. I promise you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anyway, I better run. You guys have a great day. I think I'll be talking to you again tomorrow, so we'll talk to you then.